Hello, we are talking about recurring transactions. So recurring transactions can be very helpful to set up ahead of time in QuickBooks. And once you set up a recurring transaction, when that transaction hits in your bank feed, it will automatically match up to information that QuickBooks has created. So it's a big time saver. And it's a little different than rules in that once you create a recurring transaction, it will automatically create that transaction no matter what. Whereas rules are waiting to see a certain piece of information before they match up. But so when you create a recurring transaction, you just want to be sure that it is in fact going to recur at a set time, every month. And then it will be really useful and you don't have to worry about categorizing that transaction when it comes in. So let's go over to the gear icon here and let's go to recurring transactions under lists. And you can set up various different types of transactions. You can do invoices, bills, expenses. Let's look at an expense as an example. It's a really common one that you might want to set up. And we'll just go to new here and go to expense. And let's just take our Dropbox subscription as an example. So we know we're going to have a Dropbox charge of $9.99 every month at a set time. So this is a very good candidate for a recurring expense. So we'll just call it Dropbox for ease. It's scheduled. We don't want a reminder. We just want it to schedule. We'll choose the payee as Dropbox, and it's already in there, so we can select it. The account we're using for this expense is our MasterCards. We'll choose that. The interval, it's happening monthly, and let's say it happens on the 10th of every month. If it's happening on the 10th, we may want to do it just a little bit earlier, just in case there's any variance. And then we'll have the start date. We can just start it January 1, that's the next month. And then we will categorize it. So this is software. It's going to our software account. Maybe we put a little note here, monthly subscription. Also copy that down into the memo. And then our amount, we said it was $9.99 happening every month, and then save. So now once you save it, you'll see it in the list of recurring transactions, and you'll be able to see all your other transactions. The thing you want to keep in mind is that if this changes for any reason, say the amount changes or the date, then it's not going to match up within the bank feed, but it will still create the transaction. So you just want to watch out for this when you do your bank reconciliation, and that's where you catch these kinds of errors. You might just see it floating there and it never matched up to any sort of actual transaction. So if that happens, you'd have to delete it, and then you might want to come in here and edit this recurring transaction. Maybe the amount changed or the date changed. So just keep an eye out for that, and these can be really helpful for helping you to categorize your transactions faster.